At 36,000 feet above the freezing black waters of the Atlantic, Captain Alina Voss looked out her side window and saw something impossible. The right wing of Flight 271 was gone. Not damaged. Not cracked. Gone. A jagged stump of metal screamed against the wind as fuel vaporized into the darkness. Inside the cockpit, alarms erupted. Passengers were still asleep. Most had no idea their aircraft had just become a falling coffin. And then, across emergency frequencies, a voice no controller had heard in 20 years whispered, "This is call sign Ghost. We have your visual." But Ghost wasn't supposed to exist anymore. 2. Introduction. Date, October 14, 2029. Flight number, Atlantic Crown 271. Airline, Atlantic Crown Airways. Aircraft, Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Route, from New York City to London. Passengers, 190. Crew, 11. Flight time, 6 hours 45 minutes. Weather, heavy upper atmosphere turbulence over the North Atlantic. Jet stream unstable. Thunderstorm cells spreading near Greenland corridor. Captain, Alina Voss. Age 42. 13,000 flight hours. Former military transport pilot. First officer, Daniel Mercer. Age 31. 3,200 flight hours. Senior flight attendant, Maya Collins. The boarding was normal. Children watched movies. Businessmen typed reports. A honeymoon couple sat in row 18. Outside, rain tapped against the terminal windows. No one knew this would become one of aviation's strangest survival stories. And no one knew about Ghost. 3 main story. Scene 1, silent departure. Narration. 11:42 p.m. Flight 271 pushed back from gate 14. Engines hummed alive. The Dreamliner glowed under runway lights. Captain Voss checked weather patterns. Nothing unusual. Just another Atlantic crossing. But radar showed one strange dead zone over mid-ocean. A black patch. Unexplained. Pilot dialogue. Voss, fuel check. Mercer, confirmed. Voss, weather. Mercer, light chop after waypoint Bravo. ATC dialogue. Atlantic Crown 271, cleared for takeoff runway 22. Passenger reactions. Seatbelts clicked. Coffee cups shook. Excitement. Sleepiness. Routine. Technical explanation. All systems green. Wing stress sensors normal. Suspense ending. But in the cargo hold, a vibration sensor blinked. Once, then stopped. Scene 2, into the dark. Narration. The aircraft climbed over the Atlantic. Cabin lights dimmed. Passengers settled. The ocean below disappeared into endless darkness. At 18,000 feet, Mercer noticed wing vibration spikes. Tiny. Almost nothing. Pilot dialogue. Mercer, right wing flex is reading odd. Voss, probably turbulence. ATC dialogue. Flight 271, climb and maintain FL 360. Passenger reactions. A child cried briefly. Then silence. Technical explanation. Wing flex is normal, but asymmetric vibration can indicate structural fatigue. Suspense ending. The vibration doubled. Scene 3, the first crack. Narration. 3 hours later. Mid-Atlantic. 36,000 feet. Suddenly. Bang. The plane jolted. Hard. Like being hit by a missile. Cabin lights flickered. Pilot dialogue. Mercer, what was that? Voss, hydraulics check. ATC dialogue. No contact. Too far from land. Passenger reactions. Screams. Oxygen masks almost dropped. Drinks exploded into the aisle. Technical explanation. A structural spar inside the right wing root had fractured. It was carrying impossible stress. Suspense ending. And the fracture was spreading. Scene 4, fuel bleeding into the night. Narration. Warning lights. Fuel imbalance. Massive loss. Voss looked right. Her blood froze. Half the wingtip was gone. Fuel streamed like silver rain. Pilot dialogue. Voss, we lost the wing. Mercer, impossible. Passenger reactions. People saw flames outside. Panic began. Technical explanation. Wing fuel tanks had ruptured. Loss of lift was now critical. Suspense ending. Then the autopilot disconnected. Scene 5, manual survival. Narration. The aircraft rolled violently right. Voss grabbed control. Full left input. The plane fought her. Altitude dropping. 35,000. 34000. 33,000. Pilot dialogue. Mercer, she's not responding. Voss, keep her level. Technical explanation. Without full wing surface, lift was uneven. Stall risk rising. Suspense ending. Then every radio went dead. Scene 6, lost in the ocean. Narration. No radio. No satellite. No transponder. Flight 271 vanished. To the world. It no longer existed. Pilot dialogue. Mercer, we're blind. Voss, try emergency frequency. ATC dialogue. Silence. Technical explanation. An electrical surge had knocked out communication buses. Suspense ending. Then static answered. Scene 7, call sign ghost. Narration. A voice emerged. Cold. Calm. Ancient. ATC dialogue. Unknown aircraft, identify. Voss, Atlantic Crown 271, Mayday. Pause. Then. Ghost copies. Mercer stared. Ghost was an old Cold War rescue command. Disbanded decades ago. Technical explanation. Emergency, military relay frequencies sometimes remain active. But this one should have been dead. Suspense ending. Yet someone was listening. Scene 8, the Phantom Escort. Narration. Out the left window. Lights. 2 fighters. Unmarked. Shadowing them. No transponder. No identification. Pilot dialogue. Mercer, who are they? Voss, I don't know. ATC dialogue. Ghost to 271. Follow heading 87. Passenger reactions. People saw the jets. Whispers spread. Military. War. Attack. Suspense ending. But the nearest runway was 800 miles away. Scene 9, cabin chaos. Narration. Masks dropped. Pressure fluctuated. Flight attendants fought panic. Passenger reactions. One man prayed. A mother covered her child. A teenager filmed everything. Pilot dialogue. Maya, cabin is losing it. Voss, keep them seated. Technical explanation. Damaged wing caused unstable pressure and yaw. Suspense ending. Then fire erupted. Scene 10, engine 2 burning. Narration. Fuel touched hot metal. Engine 2 ignited. Flames roared. Pilot dialogue. Mercer, engine fire. Voss, shut it down. Technical explanation. Shutting down reduced fire spread, but also reduced thrust. Suspense ending. Now they had one engine, one wing, and no runway. Scene 11, Ghost's secret. Narration. Ghost transmitted coordinates. An abandoned NATO strip in Iceland. Hidden. Not on civilian maps. ATC dialogue. Runway available, 36 minutes. Pilot dialogue. Mercer, how do they know this? Suspense ending. The strip was covered in ice. Scene 12, the descent. The plane descended. Every second felt violent. Wing vibrations increased. Metal screamed. Passengers cried openly. Technical explanation. Descending reduced aerodynamic stress. But too fast could rip the rest apart. Suspense ending. At 12,000 feet. Another explosion. Scene 13, total hydraulic failure. Hydraulic systems failed. Controls became heavy. Barely movable. Pilot dialogue. Voss, she's fighting me. Mercer, we're losing pitch. Technical explanation. Hydraulics power control surfaces. Without them, pilots rely on brute force. Suspense ending. The runway lights appeared, then vanished in snow. Scene 14, blind approach. Zero visibility. Snowstorm. Ice runway. Half wing. One engine. No hydraulics. ATC dialogue. Ghost to 271, you are lined up. Pilot dialogue. Voss, I can't see anything. Suspense ending. Ground proximity warning screamed. Scene 15, impact. The aircraft slammed. Right gear collapsed. Sparks everywhere. The broken wing stump struck ice. The plane spun. Cabin tore apart. Silence. Then fire. Passenger reactions. Screaming. Smoke. Darkness. Suspense ending. But most were alive. Scene 16, the rescue nobody saw. Out of the storm. Black helicopters. Unmarked. Military. Vast. Ghost had arrived. Survivors evacuated. Within minutes. No questions. No insignia. Suspense ending. Then Ghost disappeared. Scene 17, black box truth. Weeks later. Investigators found the truth. A microscopic titanium flaw inside the wing spar. Manufacturing defect. Hidden for years. One violent turbulence event triggered total failure. Technical explanation. Metal fatigue propagated faster than sensors predicted. A catastrophic structural separation followed. Suspense ending. But that wasn't the strangest finding. Scene 18, the missing recordings. Every ATC tape from Ghost frequency. Gone. Deleted. No military records. No radar logs. No flight escort history. Officially, Ghost never answered. Yet 201 survivors swore they saw them scene 19, after the fire. Narration. 3 days after the crash. The frozen wreck of Flight 271 still smoked on the hidden Icelandic strip. Snow buried pieces of the torn wing. Investigators from National Transportation Safety Board, Federal Aviation Administration, and British aviation authorities arrived. But something was wrong. The crash site was already disturbed. Footprints. Vehicle tracks. Equipment marks. Someone had been there first. And they had taken something. Pilot dialogue. Investigator Hayes, who got here before us. Local officer, no one on record. Technical explanation. Crash scene contamination can destroy evidence, especially structural debris patterns. Suspense ending. Then they found the wing section. Cut clean. Not broken. Cut. Scene 20, Captain Voss wakes. Narration. In a military hospital outside Reykjavik, Captain Alina Voss opened her eyes. Bruised. Burned. Alive. But the first thing she asked wasn't about the passengers. It was about Ghost. Because before impact, she heard something inside her headset. Not on radio. Inside it. A whisper. Runway was never your destination. Dialogue. Doctor, you need rest. Voss, who brought us in. Doctor, there's no rescue team on record. Suspense ending. Her headset was missing. Scene 21, the passenger video. Narration. The teenager from row 22 had survived. His phone survived too. Inside it. Footage. Shaky. Dark. But clear. 2 black fighter jets flying beside Flight 271. No markings. No lights. No known model. Experts analyzed it. Nothing matched. Not United States Air Force. Not Royal Air Force. Not NA. Technical explanation. Aircraft silhouette analysis showed impossible heat signatures. No exhaust trails. No sonic wake. Suspense ending. At frame 412. 1 jet vanished. Midair. Instantly. Scene 22, the black box playback. Narration. Investigators open the flight recorder. At first, normal. Routine. Then the bang. The wing failure. The fire. The ghost transmission. But when they enhanced the final 12 minutes, another voice was there. Low. Distorted. Not ATC. Not crew. Black box audio. Unknown voice. Maintain vector. Pattern is repeating. Investigator dialogue. Haze. Pattern. What pattern? Suspense ending. They found 3 older crashes with the exact same phrase. Scene 23. The forgotten crashes. Narration. 3 Atlantic disappearances. All classified. All involved unexplained wing failures. All had emergency frequency anomalies. And all mentioned one call sign. Ghost. Technical explanation. Pattern correlation showed matching structural signatures despite different aircraft types. That should be impossible. Suspense ending. One wreck had never been found. Until now. Scene 24, beneath the ice. Narration. Satellite scans under Iceland's glacier showed metal. Buried. Huge. Excavation began. What they uncovered shocked everyone. An aircraft. Ancient. Cold War era. Still intact. Call sign painted on the fuselage. Ghost 01. Investigator dialogue. Haze, how is this here? Suspense ending. Inside the cockpit. The crew were gone. But the radios were still warm. Scene 25, the final transmission. Narration. Captain Voss was summoned. She listened to recovered tape from Ghost 01. It was dated 1962. And the voice on it was hers. Same tone. Same breathing. Same command style. Impossible. Tape playback. Voice, hold her together, we're almost home. Voss whispering. That's me. Suspense ending. But she wasn't born until 1987. Scene 26, Ghost explains. Narration. A sealed military archive was opened. Ghost was never a rescue squadron. It was an experiment. A classified radar project testing electromagnetic distortion over the Atlantic. They called it the Echo Corridor. Aircraft entering it sometimes experienced time displacement. Signals crossing decades. Voices from the future. Or the past. Technical explanation. Electromagnetic anomalies can distort communication. But not time. Officially. Suspense ending. Flight 271 had crossed directly through the Echo corridor. Scene 27, the real reason the wing broke. Narration. The titanium flaw wasn't enough alone. Investigators found sudden molecular weakening. Metal aged 40 years in seconds. Like accelerated time. The wing hadn't simply broken. It had aged to death. Mid-flight. Technical explanation. Material fatigue, beyond physical possibility, suggested temporal distortion. Suspense ending. And the left wing was now showing the same decay. Scene 28, the last visit. Narration. Months later. Voss returned alone to the crash site. Snow covered everything. Silent. Frozen. Then her emergency radio activated by itself. Static. Then. Ghost to Voss. Her hands froze. Radio. Next crossing begins in 11 months. Suspense ending. Radar behind her showed a plane approaching. But the sky was empty. Final ending, the last signal. For years, the world moved on. Flight 271 became another file in aviation history. A tragedy. A miracle. A mystery. The survivors rebuilt their lives. Some never flew again. Some spent years searching for answers. But Captain Alina Voss could never escape what she heard that night. Every storm, every radio crackle, every dream brought her back to that frozen runway. And 11 months later, exactly as Ghost had warned, she vanished. No Mayday. No wreckage. No debris field. Nothing. Just an empty radar screen over the North Atlantic. Investigators searched for months. The ocean gave them nothing. Officially, Alina Voss was declared lost. But 1 year later, during a violent Atlantic storm, air traffic controllers in Shannon picked up a broken emergency signal. Weak. Distorted. Almost impossible to hear. But unmistakable. A woman's voice. Calm. Steady. Fighting the sound of wind, tearing metal apart. And she said, "This is Ghost One. We have your visual." Then silence. Permanent silence. To this day, no one knows where that signal came from. No one knows what Ghost truly was. A secret military program. A time fracture. Or something far stranger. But pilots who cross the Atlantic still tell stories. Stories of strange lights in storm clouds. Unidentified voices on dead frequencies. And aircraft that appear on radar for only seconds. Before disappearing into darkness. Because in aviation, not every flight ends when it lands. And sometimes, the sky remembers.